My name is Strasser, and I've had depression all my life. And when I was young, basically my family, very authoritative family, didn't know what to do with me. I was kind of a problem. I was the youngest of four, and I wanted to break the rules. And part of breaking the rules was getting in trouble and being punished, and then spending a lot of time by myself, I think, without TV, without the phone, not watching TV with the family, etc. My parents viewed me as the problem, and my first attempt at taking my life was when I was in high school, and I didn't get in the club that I wanted to. And I think as a young person, all those external organizations and recognitions were very important because I wasn't getting that from my family. So on the outside, I was successful, doing okay as a student. On the inside, those kind of small things were very important to my sense of who I was and what life was for. And so I dropped myself out of a second-story window. And but I didn't tell anybody that I had done that. I kind of set it up as sort of an accident. And when it finally came out, I told my mother not to include it in the family Christmas letter, and she did. And I became more and more depressed, and it finally came out that I had done this on purpose. I went into therapy, and my therapist said, your family needs to come to therapy. But I was the designated problem, and so my family did not come with me to therapy. I think this was in the 70s when I went to college, and there was sort of a hope that maybe that would take care of things, I'd find myself, etc. But in the 70s, all rules were gone. You slept with everybody, you did every drug, you experimented. And in that process, my depression became worse, and I just didn't feel like I fit in. I overdosed and spent some time in the ICU, and came back to therapy and back to my family of origin. I basically got yanked out of finishing anything in school, but I really had no sense of direction either. And I basically stayed very insular in terms of my symptoms and what I was dealing with, and I had great hopelessness. On my third suicide attempt, I was going to shoot myself, and I'd found the gun, and my father had, and I'd shot it. So I knew how to put it together and make it work, but at the point that I was going to do it, I couldn't get the gun together. I had drank quite a bit so I could follow through with this. And I was so frustrated that I stabbed myself in the stomach and had surgery. And I was witnessed to by one of the nurses in the hospital. And I spent 10 years part of a very conservative church. And the thing that was life-saving about that was that I had this family of people that cared about me, and I could care about them. I had a sense of purpose. In that time, I became more uncomfortable with this very dogmatic black and white answers to things, and that we needed to evangelize others, and I subsequently left that church. But in the process, I started having more success. I had more belief in myself, and could connect more. And I do credit my continual improvement with simply not giving up, with being able to work. I decided to go back to school as an occupational therapist, graduated, and one of my internships was at the state mental hospital here in Oregon, and it was damaged, and the physical environment was terrible, but I connected with the people that were there, the patients. I just found that I wanted to work with them and help them. And since then, I've been working in the mental health field, and that in itself is health to me, is to be able to give back. And I do have to say that I have been on medication, SSRIs, on the minimum amount of dose that I can tolerate. I would like to take less, and coming to this conference has helped me think about my responsibility towards exercise, diet, and other ways of honoring myself as a way to then lessen my medication. But I'm glad to be on the earth. I'm glad to be part of a loving community, and I have hopefulness.